Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Hold on. Hold the phone.
You forgot already.
Nope. I got to add my elder person.
There we go. Welcome, my friends, to the show that never ends. Step inside, step inside.
What the hell is the name of this show? The Thursday Night Throwdown, right here on the Pink Podcast. Good Lord, I forgot the name of my own show.
It's called the Peeps I Can't Remember Shit Show.
Yeah, that's what it is. Anyway.
Emphasis on the shit show.
Is that Scott from Woke Societies down there?
Sure. What's up? What's up, guys? What's up, Pete? I got a few minutes to hang out with you guys, man. I didn't want to miss it.
That's cool. I appreciate that.
Right on.
Great to see you guys.
Yeah, good to have you here. We got like we have our old crew, Reverend Rant, just like Woke Society's got his crew of KH Farmer and Johnny Q and
Sean
Anon. We have a better crew. Not to just like that,
mine's better than yours.
I'm not even gonna argue it.
we got Mr. Reverend Rant, we got Spazzo Yeti, and we got Warrior in the Garden, and of course we have in the house today Mr. Scott from the incredibly successful Pilled show Woke Society. So glad to have you here.
Of course.
Right on, man. Right on.
I was watching your show today, Scott, and no offense to you, but I kept falling asleep. And like I said, it's no offense to you. I said I went through a chemo treatment yesterday, so I was doing the best that I could. But
Okay. All right.
what I caught from your show talking about, I mean, we have to talk about it. There's no getting around it one way or another. The most unprecedented day in American history.
Yeah.
I think this has more of a an impact on this country than I can't think of something that in modern history, let's just say modern history, that has have more of an impact on this. And we'll start like we do from the top down. Reverend Rant, what was your initial reaction when you first heard this?
I got to be honest with you. I wasn't surprised. I was expecting this, and my reaction is really the same. You know, the good book says, take joy in the trying of your faith, take joy in the testing of your abilities, because the harder they go over the top, and this is the real truth, and I hope everybody recognizes this, the harder they go over the top stupid with everything they're doing, the more it unifies America, the more it wakes up, and the more they just stomp on their own crank over and over again. And it's just everything they do backfires in their face. So, I mean, if I'm being real, I feel terrible that our president has to go through that. The one man who cared about us enough to stand up for us and take on this much fighting. But at the same time, I mean, look what it's doing to wake up America and bring us together. That's just my view.
Yeah. Okay, Spaz, how about you? I mean, I know I was talking to you in Scott's chat today.
Yes.
So what do you think? What do you got? Just hit me with it.
Yeah, I heard about it before I even tuned in, and then I tuned in, and of course we're talking about it, and I'm like, you know what? I try to keep things simple.
Yeah.
They're going to keep doing it as long as we keep letting them. And
That's truth.
you know, it's about as simple as that. I mean, they're drawing a line in the sand, and what are we going to do about it?
Well, that seems to be the question.
It's going to keep. I mean, until we do something about it. I mean, I don't know what to do. I'm not saying blow up banks or anything, but that shit's happening too. So.
All right.
Hey,
well,
should we run out into our own communities and burn down our own businesses and our own stores? Is that? I mean, that's the lesson we get from the left, right? Just go burn your own stuff down. Hey, you know what? Better yet, if you really wanna protest, burn your own house down. That's the genius thing to do, I guess.
I guess
you wanna,
I couldn't help but
if
throw
you
that
want to
in.
abort yourself.
yes, exactly. Support yourself. And Scott, you see, you mentioned KH Farmer, and miraculously he shows up in the chat.
There he is.
That's amazing, isn't it?
There he is.
I mean, anybody who watched your show today pretty much knows what you think, but just hit us with it. Hit us with it. What do you think?
Yeah.
How do you think it's going to change our country?
Yeah, I saw people comparing this event to the JFK assassination as far as outcomes of what could, the precedent that's being set.
Mhm.
I don't know if I agree with that essentially, but I think it's up there. I definitely think it's up there, and I know a lot of people right now that have friends and family that are celebrating this. And what Tucker Carlson said, I thought was true. And he says, be careful of these people that are celebrating this. He almost considers them enemies.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, I wasn't surprised, obviously. I don't think anyone was surprised here. And I think what Joe Biden is honestly accomplishing is really unifying the country, but not in the way that he wants it to be. And I know it's funny because there's this ongoing stereotype about blacks that if they don't, to get black to trust you, you have to be a felon. Like to really get that trust from the hood. And Donald Trump got it. And
I'm not saying yes or no to that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I get a little spicy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But to be in all seriousness, I'm seeing a lot of the black community really, really right now on TikTok, right now on X, they are going fucking ham more than anyone that I'm seeing. More than the Hispanics, more than the whites, and they're like, yo, they're dropping the hard end, our Trump end. Like there's no other choice. There's no other choice. You know what I mean? And that's what I love to see more than anything. And I take this as a positive, man. It's a positive thing. It's scary, but it's also a positive. It's to me, it's making it more clear for us of what we have to do. So I'm all for it.
Yeah,
Amen.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Warrior, how about you?
He disagrees with all of it.
Well, the first thing the first thing came to my mind when I came across my feed is guilty was Trump made the odds forever be in your favor, and that was the honest to God truth that I came up with. Anybody who's reading The Mockingbirds or see the movies, you'll know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And right now, it's too early, but this only happened 3 hours ago, something like that. So. To have a full synopsis of the entire impact that this would have on our society is a little too early, I think, for me to actually give my 2 bits on it. I want to let it marinate a little bit. I want to see what other people have to say, and I want to see his reaction. I want to see over the weekend what the reaction of the populace is, because. We're most likely Trump's reaction is to go have another rally.
Oh, I'm sure
he'll go have a rally and he'll go talk about it if he wants, if he can, and then this to me is just going to create more of a fever pitch for his support.
Yeah,
this is gonna thrust him into. I'm not joking. Literally demigod status. I mean, I keep talking about this, but people are putting him on a pedestal. This is really going to put him on a glorifying pedestal where people are going to idolize him, especially like what Scott was saying in the inner city. Trump's my nigga. That's what they're going to be. That's what they're doing, right? So
tell me right now, is that not all over Twitter, Scott?
That's what they're all saying, and that's
right? Not to interrupt you, Justin. I'm sorry, but
you're fine. You're fine.
It is all over Twitter. The black and brown community are now. They feel like they've really connected. And through a criminal trial, it may be something weird, but you also got to understand that's why Joe Biden. To me, they should be wheeling him out like Weekend at Bernie's. Like on a gurney or something like that. But why he's out there in all of these swing states campaigning to the black and brown community? Because he knows from 3 years ago that he lost the black vote. This only solidified it right now. Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry, Justin, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just saying that nothing I haven't said already before. It's a now people are going to be even more hardcore for Trump. The advertisement is going to kick up. He's probably going to sell some T-shirts now. He's going to sell some merchandise for sure. But the
gag order means nothing.
The gag order means nothing. I mean, the rule of law at this point. What does it mean for the rule of law? What does it mean to have blind justice? What does it mean to have fair and equal opportunity under the law? All these things are now into question. I mean, our entire judicial system is in question right now because of this ruling. And low-level thugs are going to be like, well, fuck. If they're going to convict Trump on this, then I might as well go all balls to the wall and plead innocent and plead I'm black or whatever, and I'll get off on something. It's just, to me, there's it's the rippling effect from here is, I think it's too early to really see because there's all the excitement around it right now. Let the dust settle a little bit, and then we'll be able to see how far this is going to affect us.
Well, I'm almost sure, and anybody can answer this one, that you all think that the mainstream media is going to let this go. They got their little moniker.
They got their nut, right? Dude. They got their like,
this is convicted felon, former president.
Yeah,
that's
what
they really wanted
about the label. Mm-hmm. This isn't about action or anything else. This is about acquiring the label.
They got their talking point.
They got the talking point. They can put the label on him, and And as they do it, we're going to take joy in watching them just repeatedly stomp on their own crank over this. Like they're just they haven't learned their lesson all the way from 2016.
No. And yeah, I think that's absolutely right. That Jim Bob over here in the chat said that Trump's website for donations crashed.
Yeah.
Earlier today, right after the verdict came out. So
yeah, you got guys like Andrew Tate right now that dropped $200,000. I'm not fans of any of these clowns, by the way, but they do have a lot of influence. You got Tim
they got
Pool
a lot of money
maxing out his donations. All you see, all the influencers right now on X, they're all telling people to max out donations. So he's going to probably see a record spike with all this, for no doubt. I
know Spaz said he was going to donate to Trump now.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I saw that, man. I'm telling you,
because
I didn't sleep through his whole podcast.
I didn't hear
selected sections.
I didn't hear any of this. Podcasts are putting money in and anything. I didn't hear none of that. I was just like, guilty verdict, and we need to Bud Light this motherfucking shit. is what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? Don't buy into this. Buy into this. I'm just sometimes money is where you put your mouth. You know what I mean? You might anyway.
No, you're right. You're right. It works. It works. The only thing is, I don't know who to boycott.
It's better than blowing up banks. I'm just
New York City.
The entire city of New York, we could pretty much boycott.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you boycott.
Hey, New Yorkers are now boycotting New York City. And let me tell you, as somebody sitting in the middle of Florida, I'm starting to get that New York accent. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm getting so many of them around me. I'm just starting to pick it up. So I got New Yorker and Florida hillbilly mixed together. I'm not sure if I'm coming or going, but that's the life I live.
The Texan in the chat just said that Trump hit martyr status.
Oh, yeah. Oh, assuredly.
I don't know if I can argue with that.
No. I mean, this is what astounds me about all of this. You have people who understand marketing and they understand addictive behavior, everything else. I mean, they cater social media around this crap. That's what TikTok is made for. And yet they understand this to the nth degree, but they don't understand how much they're putting Trump over the top. I mean, consider this. If you go all the way back to 2016, I want you to think about this. If the media would have shut up and not said anything about Trump, if they would have not taken him serious as they claimed he wasn't, would he be where he is today? Would he have gotten elected if the media would have just shut up and ignored him? I don't think he would have. I think we would be facing a whole different world, but it's so compulsive with them. They can't help themselves.
It's true. That's true.
We also don't have to talk about Trump all the time.
No, we don't.
I love talking about Trump all the time. I've worked with Trump. The man's amazing.
That's great. But
his whole family are spectacular people.
They keep talking about him all the time. It's all they have.
Yeah.
They have no policy. It's all Trump.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point too, because I've seen some other people making this point, is that this is all they have is the lawfare. That's it. That's their only hope. You're watching the last desperate moves. If this fails, they have nothing else. They can't put Big Mike up. They're talking about switching out Biden because he keeps crapping his pants everywhere. And who are they going to put? What name are they going to? If they put Big Mike up, the Mohap memes, all the memes and all the pushback over the penis, it's just going to crash. And that's the only name they have. What are they going to put up? Stacey Abrams? Oh my God, no.
Lizzo.
You might as well put Whoopi Goldberg up.
Oh my God, no.
Exactly. And most Democrats are saying the same thing. Oh my God, no. I'm not doing it. No.
Yep.
Do you think that Biden's going to make it to November?
I don't think Biden made it to begin with. I think we're dealing with different Bidens.
I think he's going to have to. I think he's going to have to. I don't see a switch out right now. I mean, the fact that he already agreed to this early debate is signifying to me that he's locked in. You can't have him debating and then switch someone else out. I just don't see it. Because what are you going to have to debate Trump?
But the debate is on June 7th, right?
June 27th. That's the
27th.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So the sentencing is on what date?
The 11th of July.
June 11th of July. Do
It's
you
July. Yeah, July 11th. July 11th.
July 11th? Right.
Yes.
So
Yep.
it's a whiles away yet. Trump will still be considered a convicted felon during the debate.
And I hope he has an ankle monitor on.
But what my question is, and I've seen this on a lot of people's podcasts, that Joe Biden will get out of the debates because he's going to say that I will not demean the office of the presidency by debating a convicted felon.
Oh, I hope he does that. I've seen this out there. I can
Have
tell
you? Okay, so I'm not the only one who's seen it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I see all the theories out there. I don't subscribe to most of them, but if that's the deal, if that's the road he's going to go, I hope he does. That's going to make to me, that looks even weaker than what he did during COVID, hiding in the basement, because he already committed to it. And if he was going to back out, whatever, if he were to do something like that, Trump's just going to one up it, do a mega rally somewhere, maybe do something with Elon Musk or so. Who knows?
Right.
He's free.
Oh,
He's
how
got
freaking amazing would that be?
So
You
he's
know?
not
Trump on
bound
that?
by any gag orders anymore.
Gag orders are gone. He's doing a press conference tomorrow morning at 11 Eastern. He's gonna fucking go. It's gonna be the war drums. And
I hope so.
Yeah, that's what I hope. He's not gonna hold back. That's my hope.
And I know his
he's not
kids
gonna.
are chomping at the bit. His children are just waiting to get out there and start talking.
Actually, Trump Jr. is live right now on Rumble. Has been most of the afternoon, and he's just been going. I tuned in for a little bit and listened to him, and man, the people that have showed up to support it. I mean, it's astounding that Rumble hasn't collapsed because of his show this afternoon because of all of this.
That's and I think that's just like Justin said, that's the tip of the iceberg is what we're going to see, and we should give it a few days to let it marinate, because this is all fresh, right?
Yeah.
This is all fresh coming in. So 3 or 4 days from now, is this enthusiasm still going to be there, or is it going to be, okay, Donald Trump got convicted, his next rally is a few days from now over in wherever.
In a month, when all the new polls start coming out, when the new round of polls come out,
boom,
that's
spaz.
when everybody's going to see the reflection of this stupidity.
They all keep saying that this is going to make a difference in swing states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, so on and so forth. Anybody think that's going to make a difference in these swing states in polling, since they're so close in the polls in those states?
No, I don't think they ever, because we know that the votes were not validated anyways. There were more voters, and there were more ballots than there were voters. So we know in Michigan, we know in Pennsylvania, we know in Ohio, we know in Georgia, we know that there were thousands upon hundreds of thousands of additional ballots put into place in those places. Now, unless those laws have been changed down to the precinct, it's not going to change. They're still going to be swing states. They're still going to be on the edge. Like, oh, where is it going to go? Everybody fucking knows that it's a bunch of bullshit. If any massive amounts of votes go toward Biden or toward any Democratic nominee at that point.
I think we're going to see Illinois and Georgia make some drastic changes.
But what about New York? What about New York making drastic changes now?
It's all who's counting the votes, not who.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, I guess.
No, I think Warrior's right. I think that New York is still just as corrupt as California. We can't believe that. I mean, you might as well not even vote in either one of those two states, because even if nobody voted, they would still have some, overwhelming vote for Biden, because they just make it up as they go. But you're going to see some of these other states. Like, I've been watching, especially Georgia, some of the things that have been happening towards accountability in the election process in Georgia, because a lot of stuff came out, after they cried, oh my God, Trump's trying to blame everybody for stuff that didn't happen. And they're like, oh, wait a second. It did happen. My bad. And they're trying to low key it, but the changes are still happening. People are still getting arrested, and more is being watched over. And then on top of that, Georgia, especially Atlanta, has a huge black community, and it's the same thing. They're seeing, hey, that's my guy. He's got a mugshot just like I do. He's oppressed by the government just like I am. The white man's coming after him as well. So hey, we must all be brothers. We got a new black man now. He's the Orangerine. If you listen to Lavelle Crawford talk about it, you'll die. It'll laugh you to death.
So Scott, do you think that what we were talking about on Twitter,
Yeah.
that's going to make a huge difference in voter turnout in all of these say southern states or swing states?
I hope so. And I totally get where Warriors come in about the who's counting. Like, I am very optimistic. I am not I'm not black pilled on the coming election, but I took them for granted in 2020, just like so many people did. And what they did, I'm telling you, I still have PTSD when I saw that they were dragging that bullshit out.
Yeah.
When that fucking spike happened, and I don't know, was it Ohio where that spike happened?
At 3 o'clock in the morning.
It was all of them.
Flatlined, and then it just shot up. And I'm like, they're going to fucking steal this. Then you saw the suitcases. You saw all the bullshit. And I'm like, my God, they're fucking actually doing it. So it's hard. It's so hard, to be, I'm all in. Like, I'm all in. I'm going to be voting. I tell everybody to vote. But it's like, how far are these fuckers really willing to go? Because what if Trump gets 120 million votes? What if he gets 130 million votes?
Mm-hmm.
So where's Biden going to have to be at? Where are they going to have to cheat him to?
How long is it going to take?
That's the key, Spaz. And I've been saying that if they drag this out days, then we're fucked. If we don't have a decision by that night, I'm gonna be really sick to my stomach, very sick to my stomach, because that's when the cheat had happened.
And I think most of America is going to be right on board as well. I think that, and this is really my concern in all of this, is that it really doesn't matter what we face, as long as we can get a majority of the nation united, on the same side with that. If we can get our voice together, if we can get an overwhelming majority and come together, then everything else that they're doing, I mean, at some point, if it goes beyond, goes to that place that everybody likes to talk about, that C word and everything else, if we're united first, then it doesn't matter. We got it. You know what I mean? We own it. Whichever way it goes, the same thing with the elections. If we have to storm all of these election offices and take over ourselves, things like that. There was a town, and I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was in Tennessee, where they actually did that. In early America, they actually marched in and took over the whole town. The people did. They kicked the sheriff, the election office, all of them. They kicked them out, took over the whole thing, and got it corrected literally by force, like literally at gunpoint. And I'm not advocating for it right now, but I'm saying if enough of us are together, we can take over and not even need the guns.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what I
agree
truly
with that.
believe. Yeah.
Or to violence.
What do you think? I'm trying to phrase this the right way. Do you think like what's going to happen that happened in 2016, where a lot of people said, I'm voting for Hillary Clinton, and when they went in there, they voted for Donald Trump, and then when they came out, they said, yeah, I voted for Hillary, and then Trump won by an overwhelming margin of electoral votes.
It's too obvious now. The cat is literally out of the bag when it comes to it. Right. It should be. However,
should be.
I think you're going to have a lot of people going either full on out, yes, I'm going to vote for Trump, or they're not going to say anything.
Just not say nothing and go do what they have to do.
They're just going to go and swallow their pride, especially the people in my neighborhood who have the Vote for the Climate posters out in their front yard. Those dumbasses, they're not going to say anything. They're going to keep their mouth shut, and they're going to realize that, oh my God, my property taxes have gone up by 17% in my district already. What's it going to keep going up to?
Yeah.
They're watching it just slowly eat away at their retirement. these unconstitutional taxes and burdens that are put upon us. So when I see that, I'm like, these people are just going to swallow their pride, vote for him, and then move on, and then bitch about him on the backside, probably.
Yeah,
That's how I see it.
These people from in families that are all liberal, right? They're like, oh, I'm voting for Biden, right? To keep up the front, right? Then they're going to go vote for Trump, and they'll still lie, just to keep up the appearance that, I would never vote for that Nazi. There's so many people I feel like they're going to do that. But they know they'll be ostracized if they come out publicly about it or tell their friends and family about it. But they'll do it. They'll do it. That's
I think the bottom line for anybody, anybody in this country is their pocket. I'm sorry to say that, but
Pete, when you're paying $5 at McDonald's for a fucking cheeseburger, bro, you're gonna unite the country.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say that, but yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah. Before April and I got on the freeway yesterday to come home, that took me almost 3 hours to drive 30 miles from LA. We stopped at McDonald's because we know it was going to take us 3 hours. We got 2 cheeseburgers, a vanilla shake, and a large Coke. Cost us $15.
Insane, dude.
That was on Wilshire Boulevard, the Wilshire and a mile from the 405. I mean, that's like the heart of Los Angeles right there. So, yeah, when it comes down to it, and I don't think anybody can really deny this, they're going to vote with their pockets. And when they keep watching billions and billions and billions of borrowed dollars, not American taxpayer dollars, but borrowed dollars going to foreign countries to fight proxy wars, it's not going to fly.
So I got a point of view from history about that, because what you're talking about is exactly how Hitler built his following. You see, most people don't consider that the fall of the Weimar Republic, the fall of Germany before it became Nazi Germany, coincided with not only the Great Depression in the United States, but the depression and recession that it caused around the world, because what we screwed up here, we affected the entire world. And most people don't consider that when we look at the history books. Oh, yeah. So all of this coincided at the same time. And what the German Workers' Party, the leftists, what would be the equivalent of our Democrats now, were doing then, were actually making things worse than they should have been, which we actually had that going on here too. And so what happened is then Hitler comes along and says, hey, you know what? I'm going to take care of my people. There's going to be a chicken on every table and a potato on every pot. And so people that were hungry and had no other recourse now signed up to the Nazi party so that they could, have their families fed and be taken care of a little better than everybody else. And I think that's what our current Nazi-crats want to do now is everything they've been doing is the same exact playbook, except these morons have run themselves out of ability to do any of that.
Mm-hmm. Finances are the number 2 reason for divorce.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
You know what the number 1 reason for divorce is?
Marriage.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention that. I mean,
no. The number 1 reason for divorce, the number 1 reason for divorce is it's not as exciting as I thought it would be.
Oh, well, you're talking about the other side.
Yeah, 82% of women initiate divorce.
It's a shame too, but whatever.
I think the number 1 reason
divorces are initiated by women.
I think the number 1 reason for divorce is trying to buy a house in Joe Biden's economy.
Oh shit, I'm doing that.
So
right.
That's the number
crazy,
1 reason for not getting married to begin with.
Oh my God!
Especially
by the way,
here, man.
Just to ask Scott, how's that going?
It's going through, man. It's
Is
going
it really?
Through. It's going through. We got our appraisal. I found out on Monday. We're actually under the appraisal value, which was fucking fantastic.
Wow.
Inspections are good. The house is good. That's all we were waiting for. So
you just better make sure you don't inflate any values of that property.
No.
This is Pennsylvania.
I'm coming. I should be living in Pennsylvania in about a month. So
wow, that's fantastic. Good for you.
Yeah, man, it's
Good
gonna be
for
crazy, and that'll be the last move I do for a long time because I'm done moving. I'm fucking done. I had my fun down here in Nashville. The South is not for me. I want to be back in the Northeast where my friends and family are, where I know where things are, and I want that 4 seasons again. And I don't want to be anywhere near any fucking tornadoes anymore. I
agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Shit. So
The only
Well,
better place I can think of is California.
I
We don't have nothing.
if California wasn't the way California was politically, man, I would have moved to California a long time ago.
The weather is beautiful here. It's just the political climate sucks.
It's terrible.
That's
You're on a
it.
fault line.
I'm in South Central Florida. I get every hurricane that comes through.
Yeah,
we
man.
haven't had an earthquake in a while here, so
Anyway.
I'm just saying we're probably due
There
for
it
one.
is.
I'll tell you what, not to scare you, Scott, but we did have a tornado here the other day. It was like an F1. I think it wiped out a garage or something.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's
that is
it's
okay,
very
yeah.
rare.
It's
very
Spaz,
rare.
I'll find out where you live, and I'll hide in your basement.
Well,
I think Scott got the house so cheap under the appraisal value is because he bought the land that the earth is actually on fire underneath.
Yeah.
Is Spaz? Isn't that fire still going in Pennsylvania?
where Centronia. Yes.
Yeah, where the
burning.
entire bottom of the earth is on fire from the coal strip.
Well, I don't know. Somebody thought it was a good idea to light a coal mine on fire or something fucking ridiculously stupid like that. And it's
We have some
Yeah.
really cheap property over there.
60, 75 fucking years. I mean, would you buy a house on a frying pan?
Well, you stay
And
warm
now-
all year round.
And then you got, them earthly gases that come up. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not healthy, what I'm
No,
saying?
they're not healthy at all.
So,
No.
Well, good. I'm glad that that's worked out for you.
So far, man, because it was rent out here. Everyone says the South's cheaper. It was 3 years ago.
Yeah, not anymore.
Of course.
It doesn't matter where you are at this point. And
Yeah.
No.
when I was looking at renting places out here, rent and what I would be paying on a mortgage are now basically the same.
Yeah.
So that's why I looked at the wife. I'm like, why are we going to rent? We have no idea we have no idea if Trump's going to win. We have no idea what this economy is going to be like. And
Right.
this might be the last time we have a chance to get a house.
Right.
So I'm not I'm not playing that game. So yeah.
The only thing that I say is, and I've been on both ends of the spectrum as a renter and an owner. When you rent a house and the water heater goes out, you call the landlord.
Right.
Or something pipe burst, you call the landlord. Blah blah blah. When you own the house, that comes out of your pocket.
Yep.
That all comes out of your pocket.
My father told me anyone can buy a house. It's can you maintain the
Can you
house?
maintain the house, and that's a wise man right there.
Just
If
give me a
you-
call. Just
Yeah.
give
If
me
you
a call.
buy a house, you will
Okay.
no longer have money
I'll-
for a drug addiction. That's the
I'll
truth.
stop
my God.
donating. I'll be your, maintenance guy.
Your house is your drug addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, I have
So-
property. I'll have property. That's what I wanted. I want gardens. I got chickens. That's the plan. That's what I want for my kids. We're in the mountains.
That's
We'll have lakes. We'll be out of all the bullshit. So no matter what happens,
That's good.
I'm excited.
Well, congratulations.
I found my place on a tax sale and then did a remodel on it and walked away owing nobody anything.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get much better than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
if
not a bad
I
deal.
told you what I actually paid, my house, I got 2,200 square feet. It's not huge, but it's not small. 2,200 square feet on 3 acres. If I told you what I actually paid for it up front, I would make all of you cry.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's a lot of land too. 3 acres is no
3
joke.
acres is a good size.
Yeah. It's a lot to mow too. Let me
I was
tell you.
gonna say that's much more than a hand lawnmower.
I'll give you an idea. I have a 5-acre property around the corner from me here that I got on again tax sale. I've only got $8,000 into it.
Incredible.
It's raw property and it's worth at least 300 right now.
I think if I'm not mistaken, the handle that's on my garage door is around $8,000.
Yeah.
That's California for you.
In today's economy, yeah. Hey, you want something that'll blow your mind? A quick little turn of topic here, but still about money. You know, sometimes when you go to the grocery store, or the corner store, or whatever, you see where somebody's dropped pennies on the ground and they didn't bother to pick them up because it's just pennies. Who cares?
Right.
We're going to start seeing dollar bills like that. People are going to see dollar bills on the ground. They're going to be like, who cares? It's not worth it.
Yeah, that's not worth bending over to pick up. You know that.
You know that in 1945 compared to the dollar now, our dollar now is worth 2 cents, literally 2 cents of what the dollar in 1945 was worth.
And that's a great segue to another thing I'd like to do here. Do you think if Joe Biden maintains the presidency, what do you think is going to happen to the American dollar? Because we can actually see, and I don't care what any of these TikTok 20-year-old fucking Democrat Biden shills say, we can actually see the dollar declining against other currencies in the world.
Since
So if
its
Joe
inception.
If Joe Biden gets back in office again, what's going to happen to the dollar?
Do you mean declining or spiraling like a bird that's just been shot out of the sky?
Either way, I was trying to use a less shock and awe thing, but
trying to get my descriptions correct here.
But do you see our economy just going into the toilet? What about the stock market?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who's gonna if Joe gets in again? Like he ain't making another 4 years. There's no fucking way.
I don't think so.
And there's no way they can keep this the prices and inflation unless they really want to kill off the middle class permanently.
Yes, Ranger.
Like that's the play there, because there's no hiding it anymore. You're already replacing jobs with illegals, giving illegals homes. Those illegals are eventually going to spread outside the cities. That's like, we're just in the first stage of that.
Yeah.
You're not, I don't know. It's going to be fucking awful. It's going to be awful. And that's their goal, right? I mean, that's their goal. The middle class, they don't give a fuck about it. We're subhuman to these people.
That's facts right there.
Just crazy. Yeah. But I gotta go, guys. Pete, I'm glad I got to jump on, man. I guess I'll leave you guys with the question: are you going to be voting for the felon, or are you going to be voting for the pedo?
Oh, the felon, absolutely.
I can't wait to vote for him while he's in jail.
Me neither. From behind bars, I can't wait to vote for him. And like somebody said in the chat that the sentencing is 4 days before the convention.
Yes.
How convenient is that?
I'm sure Merchant had no that one out. I'm sure he didn't find that one out.
Don't be a conspiracy theorist, Scott.
It's the next level of corruption, man.
I think in jail, we're all gonna have a nice drink on the on air.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
I'll definitely be there for that one.
Yes.
Thanks for being here, man.
Scott, I appreciate you just checking in.
Of course.
Tell the wife hello. We're glad everything worked out for you with the move. Make sure you get it done quick, because everybody doesn't want you off air for any length of time.
Oh, I know.
Take you out for dinner. You and your family.
The rumor mill spreads.
Of course, the rumor mill spreads. Is that true that Scott one turned into a liberal? Holy shit!
Dude, it's happened so many fucking times. He dipped. Trump's in jail. He dipped. He's gone.
He's gone. He's gone. No, man. Anyway, like I said, congratulations. Thanks for coming on. We're gonna continue fucking things up here. So we'll see you on the next time.
Yep.
Maybe next time we can get KH Farmer to come on and badmouth you.
Oh, he will. You don't even have to pay him to do that. He'll do it for free.
I know. He'll just come on. He'll just like send me a message like, next show I'm coming on and fucking Scott up.
Yep, he will. All right, guys.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Adios.
Rock on, man.
Adios. All right, that was fun.
That was fucking cool, man.
Oh my God, Ranger put an upside down flag in the chat.
Oh no!
Oh my God, how can you do that? I'm gonna be asked to recuse myself from my own podcast.
Do you remember what happens to those who stand against the WEF and the what's that Klaus Schwab stuff?
Yeah, that's the World Economic Forum.
Well, yeah,
no.
yeah.
It's the World Economic Nazi Forum.
Right. And what just happened the other day? Oh, their plan was denied by so many nations because they were like, fuck this bullshit, right?
Well, that's what I try to keep telling people. But
Well,
apparently nobody wants to understand that the World Economic Forum has no bearing on any country's policies whatsoever.
bad ideas are bad ideas.
And there'll be bad ideas today, tomorrow, and in the future.
Right. Well,
so-
for their fascism to work, they have to have total global economic control. So if they
And they
can't
don't.
control the United States economy along with everything else, they lose. If they can't control Russia's economy, and keep in mind that, I mean, all the way back to 2000, Putin was going in and telling Davos, "Hey, you're all a bunch of retards. Screw you." And I don't think he said it quite like that. I'm paraphrasing, but you get what I'm saying. Like, he told him flat out, like, I'm not participating in any of this, and I'm going to work hard to make sure that I demolish everything you're doing.
Yep, and he did, at least in his own country.
Yep.
Yep.
And
All right, before we get cracking,
he kicked the Rothschild banking system, the banking mafia, out of Russia as well, which is really why they're pissed at him, because they don't have control over his economy anymore.
That's right. That's true. So before we get cracking again on the next thing that we're going to talk about, let me thank Mr. Spaz for the big ass fleet he sent me, and Red Gun 51 for the can. I appreciate that very much. I want to say welcome to everybody on Reverend Ranch channels, because we are simulcasting over on his D Live, on his X, on Rumble, and wherever else.
Rumble, on Pilled. We got a bunch of them hanging out on Pilled as well.
Right.
We got a few on Rumble. We are, oh my gosh, I only have 144 watching right now on X.
Yeah, well,
welcome to all you guys on X. Everybody
Make sure you
over on
follow
my YouTube
PTP Podcast.
Yes, on my YouTube, my D Live, my X, and of course my home base, pill.net. I can just quickly go through Helen, Disco Daphne, Water Wizard. What's happening? Jake Allen, my brother, how are you doing? Band Mom is here. Ranger, of course, is here. Warrior in the Garden is right there. How you doing? There's so many of you guys here just hanging out and listening to all the bullshit. Timber Jet. Who's that? Who is that? Jim Bob 71's here. Good Lord, we got lots of people here. Gambara's here. Mez is here. So 17, Eric. Yeah, Mez is cool.
And the Texan, we love him too.
Water Wizard with a can. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Everybody, thank you for all the gold pills, red pills, blue pills, all the kinds of pills. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Okay, with that being said, one of the questions that I had in my chat this morning, I'm sorry, I shouldn't start like that. A comment that I made in my chat this morning. I was talking about tattoos and the Nazis, because I don't think that we can go through a PTP podcast without talking about Jews or Nazis. I think it's a requirement. I'm not sure.
It seems to be a thing now.
It seems to be a thing now. Gambara, thank you for the shades. Appreciate that.
And don't forget the not Nazis.
Yeah, of course.
The not Nazis, the ones who speak fluent Nazi, but then swear they're not Nazis.
Yeah, the not Nazis. That's exactly right.
Yeah, I'm not a Nazi. You can't call me a Nazi.
So one of my questions was, not a question. One of my statements is that the American Nazi Party does have a website, and on that website they do list, or at least the last time I looked at it, I don't know what they're doing now, but they do list places that do and don't do Third Reich Inc., meaning swastikas, lightning bolts, SS ruins, Nordic ruins that mean stuff to Hitler and stuff like that. So I said, we're going to have Reverend Rant on the show tonight. Reverend Rant is a certified herberbifizer. He's like a real tattoo artist.
Yep.
Has a business.
35 years. 35 years in the business, and I'm ready to get out.
35 years in the business. So I said I was going to ask a real I can ask a real tattoo artist, because some places, like one of the places close to my house over here, not really close to my house, but close enough. When you walk in, there's a disclaimer on the front desk that says that we do not tattoo any Third Reich insignia. Don't bother asking. So my question to you, Reverend Rant, as a tattoo artist, do you tattoo Third Reich insignias? If somebody walked into your shop and said, "Hey, I want to get a swastika or SS on my neck," or whatever.
So here's what I do. I don't put up any signs in my shop saying that I won't tattoo this or I won't tattoo that, because I enjoy the experience of telling them how dumb they are to their face as I let them know in no uncertain terms that not only will I not tattoo that garbage, I will not, because here's the thing. We have a saying in the tattoo world, a lot of tattoo shops share this. It says, give me a piece of your skin and I'll give you a piece of my soul. And that means that every tattoo that we do, our name is signed to. So I'm not signing my name to that garbage. And second of all, if you're stupid enough to come into my shop, you're also getting a history lesson, because I'm going to explain to you in no uncertain terms how Hitler was a do boy for he was a prostitute, no more or less than our current politicians now, for the same corporations that make him dance, the same corporations that make our prostitute politicians dance as well. So Hitler was nobody's leader. He was a moron who had weird ideas, and he was just easily used, just the same way that Biden is easily used. And I'm not going to sign my name to any of that garbage. I mean, you just forget the stupidity behind him. This is just him himself. I'm not signing my name to. And I rather enjoy watching people get pissed off and go out in a huff and get upset and everything else. I may be I believe in God. I'm very Christian. I'm not religious. There is a distinction. I am very Christian. I believe in the word of God and everything else, but I also believe in spare the rod, spoil the child. And I believe that there's too many adults that act like children. So you know what? Act as a child, think as a child, get spanked as a child. If you want to be adult, you put away childish things. And so spare the rod, spoil the child. I don't hold back. I think bluntness is the best way to do all of it. So no, nobody can have that garbage in my shop.
All right. I'm glad I got that answer.
I mean, it's just my humble opinion, and you see how humble I am.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have made a difference to me any other way. I mean, either way, it wouldn't have made a difference. Yeah. But I just wanted to see if my point was accurate, which obviously it is. Hello, Zombie 5. Anybody else I missed in the chat? Hello to you guys.
A lot of shops around me, a lot of shop owners that I talk to in the conventions and stuff like that, the reputable shops that are actual, craftsmen, not these hole in the wall hustlers. None of them will touch that. All the real artists in the world, they won't touch that kind of garbage.
Timberjet, yeah, he did answer the question. It's just that he kind of gave a little history lesson with it. So, but yeah, he doesn't tattoo that stuff. That was his answer. Yeah. He didn't really. I don't think he deflected from it, but
you can hear about some Bible verses in my shop. If you want to have that conversation, I will talk about that for hours in my shop.
Well, there you go.
Pain is an important part of the learning process.
Oh, exactly, it is.
And I think we're all still too young to recognize what an adult truly is. So I think we're all experiencing pain, some more than others, because, the only cure for stupidity is pain. Either you learn to avoid it or... Right, so...
Now,
if you're going to be done, you better be tough.
Once again, Smokey Randy's going to come in here and start shit like normal. Said, I was made perfect. No need to decorate my body with tramp stamps and metal bits. I understand that. But you also have to understand your country of Australia, there are actually tribes right now that have piercings and tattoos and stuff like that that they consider religious, and that's what they consider perfect. Anybody who gets tattoos doesn't necessarily mean that they're not treating their body like a temple. You got to understand that the temples that were built were adorned with gold and jewels and paintings and statues. The only thing that we're doing as people who are tattooed are drawing those on our temple.
Yeah. And here's another view that I think a lot of people don't consider in the world of tattoos. You know, not everybody that gets tattoos are bad people. Many are just troubled people.
That's not true.
Even
He's
for
a bad
myself.
person.
Well, I mean,
I'm a bad person.
of course.
My
So
sister is not a bad person, and my sister got a tattoo on her arm that says "Love Mom" in my mother's handwriting.
Nice. See, those are
And
the
she's not a bad person.
So, but here's the thing about it is that, like for me, my childhood was, I mean, honestly speaking, it was the stuff of horror stories. And I was homeless by the time I was 13 years old after the amount of abuse that I suffered. And I mean, when I say homeless, I mean 13 years old, sleeping under a bridge, stealing out of stores to eat, homeless, you know, picking up change outside of Burger King's drive-through window because people would drop change and not bother to get out of their car. So I'd be over there grabbing it all the time. You know, all those things that I learned to survive off of. And the world of tattooing, my art, was helped me climb out of that. I went from that to now I own my own home. I own all 3 of my trucks are paid for. I have 2 Harley motorcycles sitting in my front yard right now, paid for. I don't owe anybody anything. You know, I take care of my father now, and I keep all the extras covered and everything taken care of here as well. So there's a lot more to the world of tattoo than just what or who or when.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, there's a lot of people who look at tattoos as religious things.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people, Randy.
and
Right now,
nowadays,
off the top of my head, Randy, I can't think of what tribe in New Australia use, but I've seen them.
Yeah.
So I watch National Geographic just like the next guy.
Well, you have the Maui tribe out of and all the Polynesian, a lot of the Maui-ish Polynesian islands, Hawaii, New Zealand, and in between, they've for years they've decorated their face in order to put them in the chin and around their nose and around their cheeks for spiritual purposes and for tribal statuses. Not to mention they did it to intimidate their enemies when they were fighting. So there's that. I mean, there's a whole. I think I did a show on tattooing one time.
The Maori did a lot of it. Yeah.
There's and then you have in Thailand and Laos and Cambodia, you have a lot of tattooing over there as well. A lot of spiritual tattooing, a lot of incantations, a lot of spiritually like they're more like prayers than anything else. They're meant to protect people. And you know, so when I grew up in a Baptist church, okay, and when I like, oh, you get a tattoo, then you're going to hell. No, where did Jesus say that? Where does it say in the Bible if I get a tattoo? You know, I've got over 160 hours in a tattoo chair, so it's like, you know, it's like he knew that God knew that I was going to get tattooed when I became an adult. So does that mean that he's going to damn me for the rest of my life?
I guess
he knew ahead of time it was going to happen.
Yeah, so it's like, if, you know, he would have told me not to get tattooed if he didn't want me to get tattooed.
Exactly.
I got a piece of trivia for you. Did you know that the word tattoo does not mean to get a drawing on your skin? The word tattoo actually means, it's a Polynesian word that means to drum a beat. You see, when they got their tattoos, they did the
drumming.
But here's the thing is they did it to a rhythm. It wasn't just to do the tattoo.
No,
There
it was a
was a
ceremony.
rhythm to it. And people in the tribe would sit around. There's this whole ceremony where they would sing songs and
Mhm.
everything while
Mhm.
everybody's getting their tattoo, their rite of passage, whatever their
Same way
spirit
with Thailand,
animal
India, and
is,
Laos. Same way. It was the ceremonial
Yeah.
purposes there because these people didn't just get, the tattoo guns nowadays where, you got 3, 5, 10, all the way up to 21 needles in a tattoo needle itself. They had, a piece of bone that had been made teeth into it. And so when they would do it is in Japan, I really want to get tattooed done this way. It's called a lift and hook method. And so what they do is they have the 3 prongs, say for example, and they're doing lining. What they do is they dip it in ink, and then they have it's on a bar. Okay, it's on a branch here, and at the end they do this tacking technique. They get in their skin and they hook it and they pull it out. So they set the ink, they hook it, and then they pull it out again. After a while, I don't know if you guys have been tattooed for look at my arm here. Okay, so I've got my entire left side. I got 14 hours just on my side alone, and the lining was what took the longest.
Oh yeah,
and that's the hardest. That's the 3 needle guy, 3 or 5 needle, depending on what type of tattoo style you're getting, guys. So I mean, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
it's not because whenever you're getting tattooed in areas where like your elbow, the top of your foot, your hand, your neck, any place where the sun doesn't hit your body, it's gonna hurt. Okay, your stomach is gonna hurt. Sometimes the sternum. I got a big chest piece here. The sternum can hurt sometimes.
Oh yeah.
The foot, my right foot. I have an anatomical heart with an eye in it on my right foot, and I had to do that twice because the ink didn't set the first time.
Yeah.
So and I was dumb, and I went swimming afterwards. So I ruined it. So I had to go back and get it refilled, and that it doesn't feel good the first time, people, let alone the second time. So.
Yeah.
And why?
No.
And so why? And the thing is I also know people who would love to get drilled on for like 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours at a time, because to them they would just put their hat down and they just put their earbuds in and they put their arm out or whatever it is, and they after about 5 minutes they're in their zone, and before you know it, their section of their piece is done for the day. And it's just to me it's always like a spiritual, not a spiritual thing, but it's a very calming thing for me because I live my life in a lot of physical pain. So whenever I go to put myself through physical pain, it's really nothing compared to what I actually deal with.
Not.
And it's almost it's almost like a man. This all right, good. I feel good. I got a good sunburn going on now. I've got the plastic wrap on my arm. Yeah. I'm good to go. I can go rehydrate. I can have some food. I mean, if anybody's been there for a while in a tattoo chair for over 6 hours, like I have, 7 hours, like I have, you said it drains on you. It drains you physically, but it's also you come out of there going, "Ooh, I did that, and I'm done."
My best nights of sleep have been after my longest tattoo sessions. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, being tattooed for
Smokey
4 or
Randy,
5 hours at a time.
My tattoo of Xena, the warrior princess, was on my left butt cheek, but since I lost my left ass cheek to radiation, she looks like an old lady now, all shriveled up and everything. So, I didn't expect you to tell everybody that, but thanks for sharing.
I mean, I've got a Hello Kitty tattoo on my ass.
Yeah,
I do.
When I had my port put in for the chemo thing, I have a tattoo on my chest of the Tasmanian devil, and it's the old school Taz where he's like So I'm laying there, and the doctor says, "Well, we're gonna put the port right in between his arm and his foot, so we don't mess up your tattoo." I'm like, "My tattoo? What are you talking about?" And he goes,
you forget about him.
I've had this tattoo for over 30 years. So I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Well, I could put it like right in the middle of his face." Or I'm like, "Oh, my Taz tattoo you're talking about." So he put it in between the foot and the hand.
Oh, nice.
Right there. Yeah. So he goes, "When we take it out and we stitch you back up, you won't have any scars there or anything." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you for thinking about that. I appreciate it."
That's like custom surgery.
Yeah, exactly. I said, "Now knock me the fuck out and do it."
Slayer, take your shirt off.
See, that's one of those.
I had to do it yesterday too. when I was at the place getting my chemo. It's like, do you want to pull your shirt down or lift it up? And I'm like, yeah, I got tattoos all over my chest and my arms and everything else. And I'm like, just fucking stick me.
I'm not telling anybody where my tattoos are.
You have tattoos, Spaz?
Anyway, I'm not even going to tell you where I got them.
Anyways,
So, but
just an elephant trunk.
I got a few. But yeah, don't we all? You know,
Do they
so-
grow when
No,
certain
see,
things
this is-
happen?
No,
Or-
this is the thing: is that when receiving a tattoo, you can meditate, or that's what I call focus on. You can
Yeah.
focus on something, right? Pain is an important part of the learning process. So,
Yeah.
you know, embrace the pain, right? Focus on it, and I believe that once you meditate enough and focus on whatever kind of pain you're feeling, you can deal with it and get over it. And because now you're focusing on a problem, an issue, and that's why you're feeling pain, I guess. I'm assuming anyway. You know, this is, you know, how we learn. Ow, let's stop doing that. So let's focus, but let's, you know, go beyond, focus on the problem, and that's when we, you know, do something about
Yeah.
it. And
You know, the biggest thing that I see in a lot of my customers, you've heard the term tattoo therapy.
yes.
Yeah,
It's a thing.
I see.
It's a
I
thing.
see a lot of people, and honestly, I can relate because I mean that's how it was for me as well. Is when you're in such astounding emotional pain, you know, particularly when when you're dancing on the fence line, you know, on life on one side and death on the other. Then, and I've been on that fence line. The pain of a tattoo is cathartic because it doesn't mean anything compared to the pain, you know, that you have inside of you, and it's a distraction. It's something else, and it's like it's almost like as crazy as it sounds, it's almost like exercising the demons, and that's one of the great things for me being in the world of tattoos is how many people that I get to help, how many people that I get to talk to and encourage and let them know that, hey, you know, because we're sitting here, you know, like Warrior pointed out, he went through a 14-hour session. I do that all the time. So I have these people sitting in my chair and I mean, 9 times out of 10, we talk, we have conversations. I'm a big part of these people's personal lives. And one of the things that I always, you know, try to focus on is what I can share with them to maybe help them feel a little bit better in life, to feel a little more adequate, to feel a little more confident, things like that, things that they can do, decisions that they can make. I've talked people out of drug addictions. I've talked people into church. I've talked people into, you know, changing jobs. I've talked some people into just going ahead and living.
Yeah.
And I don't think I if I had it to do over again, I don't think I would change anything. I went through a lot of horrible shit as a child, but I don't think I would change anything because it's made me who I am now and made me useful to all of the people that you know I come into contact with.
Stabbing with a purpose.
It is
Yeah, I see that.
inked by
Gentlemen,
1,000.
I hate to do this,
Oh, here we go.
but I'm gonna have to cut the show a little bit short,
That's okay.
Wow.
That's
if
okay.
you don't mind.
No, not at all.
We love you either way.
Well, you
know,
did go like almost 3 hours earlier today.
I did, yeah, and I'm
And I
not.
was
I
like,
mean,
oh.
He's got premature procrastination because Scott was on earlier. He already blew
No.
his load with Scott.
no, I wish that was the case. I wish that was the case. I don't want to tell anybody what I'm feeling right now. But what I want to do is that I just want to
We love you, man.
hold on. Can you guys take the show over for a minute?
Yeah.
Please?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Jeez.
Okay, so we're going to talk about tattoos. Talked about Trump. Let's see here. Rev, let me ask you a question. Where is if you want to tell us, where is one of the weirdest places that you've tattooed somebody?
Their butthole.
Their butthole? What was it?
So I
Was
had
it a W and a W and a
no.
Did you
I mean,
tattoo
literally,
Randy?
literally, I had two things that I think are funny stories. One, I had a woman come in. Okay, you remember the movie Dune?
Yes.
All right, you remember the worms and how they had like the shark teeth, but they were worms and it was a big circle.
No.
Yeah, all the way
No.
around, all the way around her little brown dot. Yes.
Oh wow.
It
A
was
girl.
crazy.
That's
How do you?
I had another girl come in, and she's she would be what you would call emotional,
mhm.
and she used tattoos to deal with her pain and stuff that she'd been through, and I know a lot of it because we've talked about it, so I understood. But she got to the point that she had pretty much everywhere on her body covered except for her taint. So right there next to her butthole, we tattooed a smiley face.
Oh, well, that's got to be a weird sensation to get that vibration on your taint.
You think that? Yeah, it was weird doing it. She's on the table.
Like how? Like was her legs spread like this, or was she like
doggy style with
dog
her ass
style?
up
Okay, ass up in the air. Okay.
And so I got everything right here in my face. Of course, I had to put a face shield on because I didn't want anything to splatter.
Well, anyway,
Right, or fart.
DNA transfer.
Yeah.
And pink eye.
And
that's crazy. That's crazy.
The thing that was craziest about it was that she was very obviously enjoying it to the point I had to put a napkin under her.
Oh.
Yeah.
My favorite tattoos are the ones that
nobody thinks
like
about
the guy. There's one going on the internet where it looks like he got his arm bit off or broke or got ripped off or something right about here mid bicep, and he put a Jaws tattoo.
Oh
on it.
yeah, I saw that.
It's coming off his arm. Yeah,
you know what? Cool. You know what I really love? Here's two things that I really love. One, you talked about, somebody getting a tattoo in their parents' handwriting. I had two girls bring their mom in, and she actually wrote on their skin, we'll love you always. And I tattooed it right there, while they were all there together. And it was their, their elderly mother. So, they wanted a piece of that forever. And then I had another lady come in, and she got a tattoo. And this is the greatest tattoo I've ever done. Was the least artistic tattoo I've ever done. It was a 7-year-old kid's drawing of the family in the family truck, and it looked like a 7-year-old drew it. She had me tattoo that full size on her forearm. The day before, she went to pick that same kid up after finishing his tour in the Army.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's the family stuff. The motto, like if you were to ever hear my radio advertisement for my shop, it says, when you get a tattoo, it's a piece of the story of your life. And that's the motto I stand by, is your tattoo should be the piece of the story of your life. But when people get those kinds of tattoos, I adore that much more. I mean, I love the art. Don't get me wrong. Like I did not too long ago, I did this beautiful white tiger, and I mean, it looks astounding, but it's just art. It's not there's nothing behind it. It's just art. It just looks nice. You know what I mean? And I can draw that stuff all day long. But when I get to do something that's a piece of a family or a piece of the story to something that's important, those are the moments that I cherish because I get to be a part of something bigger than myself.
Yeah, I've been listening to you the whole time. I agree with you about the and hold on a second. Thank you guys for the concern. I appreciate all of you.
I was texting your wife.
Yeah, I just it's just the fucking shit that I'm going. I mean, it's just sometimes. Anyway,
we still love you.
We got you.
Thank you. I appreciate all you guys.
We got you. We don't like you, but we got you.
I understand that completely.
Stay focused.
We love you.
Stay focused on the hate. Stay focused on the hate.
Exactly. The whole family thing that you're talking about, the Tasmanian devil that's on my chest is from my daughter Sarah, because when she was a little girl and she first started walking, she reminded me of a Tasmanian devil.
Oh my God.
And she would, exactly, Warrior. She would run around the house like, "Arr!"
I have 4 of them.
Yeah,
I see
I
my
got
brother's
that
kids grow up.
the one on this side over here is my family crest that
Yeah.
my brother had traced back to Italy for the 16th century. So that's my family crest on this side. This side has a tribute to my brother who passed away from AIDS in the early 90s. And then this side is a tribute to my family and all my children. My ex-wife's name is on there when we were married. Brooklyn is tattooed down my leg it's significant to me because I never want to forget where I came from.
Mhm.
Things like that. Every time I went through those experiences, they were like you said, people asking you and the artist talking to you and doing all that stuff. It's a very great experience
Yeah.
to
Their
go through
stories
that.
you're never gonna forget.
Yeah,
They're always
And-
they're always a constant reminder of who you came from. Like the tattoo on my side here is it's a koi dragon, koi fish body, and a dragon head, and it symbolizes that you're supposed to always be gaining wisdom and always growing up and evolving as an
Right.
individual. And so that every time I take my shirt off, I see that I'm like, you can do better, you can do better,
I'm
and
you
good
it's just
now.
a constant reminder for me.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I understand what Rev was talking about, people who just come in and get flash. They go
Yeah.
on the wall and say, "Oh, I want one of those." Like
Been
it's
there.
just
Oh, no.
inanimate
I get even
whatever.
better now. I get people walking with their cell phones and they're like, I want this. And it's a picture of somebody else's tattoo off the internet. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So that now,
copy.
not on my, but here's the thing is now, not only am I not giving them an original piece that I made for them, I have to recreate somebody else's tattoo without copying somebody else's tattoo.
Tell them you don't do cloning.
Yeah.
No. What I do? Okay, so I'll give you an example. There's this guy in Miami who is, I mean, a phenomenal artist, and he had this design he tattooed on someone. It's an owl with a rose sitting in front of his feet, with like the little mist tendrils coming up in front of the owl. So instead of copying the tattoo, I went and found my own owl. Like I found a picture of a great horned owl and I drew from that. I drew my own rose and I added, my own little mist tendrils. It was the same concept, but it wasn't a copy of somebody else's tattoo.
Because that's what you have to do.
Yeah, you can bring in somebody's picture and say,
Yeah,
I want some sort of variation of this, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
give it to the artist to let the artist do a variation.
Most of these people just want to copy exactly the tattoo. I'm like, no, I won't do it.
Yeah.
I won't
Same
do it.
like-
We'll draw.
Basically, that's like picking
Same like-
flash.
It same like siding, same like tile, same like flooring.
Yeah.
You give me a fucking picture, well, go live in the picture because I
Yeah.
could use the same fucking shit. It's not going to look the same.
No,
It's not
never
even the
does.
same place.
Well-
What are you talking about? I mean, the lighting ain't the same. I mean, what do you want me to do?
The ones I love, I had a lady come in, I guess about a year ago now. She comes in and she tells me, she says, I decided I want a 3-headed dragon going down her arm. She wanted a 3-headed dragon, and she wanted one of the heads to be blind, one of the heads to be shooting fire out of its mouth, and one of the other heads to have a chain and a collar hanging off of it. And
Interesting.
she had no picture, nothing preconceived. She didn't hand me her phone or anything else. She said, that's what I want. So in the tattoo world, we have what's called skin pins, or some people know them as stencil pins. They're designed specifically for drawing on the skin. And that's what I did. When I can do stuff like that, those are the tattoos I enjoy the most. When I can draw something on the spot and create it literally when you walk in the door, that's, then you're getting a one of a kind. It's for you. It's for the ideas and concepts that you put together. And we work that way. Those are the ones I really love to do.
Yeah.
On weeks like these when I'm exposed to sunlight most of the day, my skin reveals different tattoos with the darkening of the skin and the enlightening of where something obviously fucking happened.
That's called the melanoma.
Yeah,
Or
I
bruise, perhaps.
no, it's not
I
a.
hate. Go get that checked out, man.
It's no, it's
Blotching of the skin.
scars. Look,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're
yeah.
ever in the sunlight as much as I am, scars they don't change color like regular skin because scars are
No,
not
they don't.
regular
No,
skin.
they highlight.
Yeah, they
Scars
do.
are different skin. Scars have learned differently. They don't have porous effects or hair or melanoma, as you say. This is armor plated. This had to be rebuilt, right?
Natural armor.
Yeah, I mean, just like our roads, they keep getting potholes in them, especially like when the sunlight shines on them. And then we
Yeah.
can see, oh shit, there's potholes and they're not turning different colors. And
I know
Yeah.
exactly what he's talking about because
Yeah.
a specific scar on my body will pop out when I get very tan on my right
Yeah.
arm. It's about this long, and it goes from, I can still see it. It goes from here to here. And what it is was I got into an argument with a guy, and he cut me with a straight razor. I put my
Nice.
hand up. I went like that, and he went soof, and he cut me with a straight
Yeah.
razor. And it was
Yeah.
a very clean, very precise
Yeah.
cut. And then when I get tan, it turns white, and
Yeah.
you can see it as my arm gets. Yeah, it's really weird, Spaz. I know
I
what
have-
you're talking about.
I have a bunch like that. I have on my front left shin too. I have where I took a 9mm in the shin, and it's like, you know, when I'm out in the sun, it'll turn bone. You know, everything else will be tan, but that scar will be bone white.
Yeah, it's weird. It is weird.
Yeah.
it's a reconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reconstruction of us not
Yeah.
resonating properly, which is why it is an inaccurate reproduction.
Well, it's a
Okay.
repair. I mean, it's a
It's a repair. is
yeah,
what it is.
it's a repair. It's not a permanent. It's not an actual replication
Our
of the
cells
tissue.
are capable of perfecting cloning, especially
Yeah.
within the body.
Mhm.
We have DNA. All we got to do is copy it. Well, what happened during the copying process to the RNA? Oh, well, all the fuck nuggetry we were injected with ever since kids. And they even slapped ink on our fucking feet. Our feet are the most absorbent fucking skin, especially when we're born. And they're like, ink. Yeah. Toxify your fucking ass right away just so that we can identify you in the future.
No, he's right about that. I can't even argue with that one. Yeah, he's right.
It all just look, we had a building. I slept through the implosion because it sank because we live in sinkhole country here. Don't scare Scott. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Don't but where I live is like sinkhole country. I've experienced it way too many multiple times. And that's because a big glacier flowed through our valley.
No transport.
Right. And then like the dirt settled on top of the big rocks that melted away a long time ago. So we live in sinkhole country, not like fault line country like PTP lives in.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, boom, you're all underwater. And we're like, there's no water.
I live in
And
sinkhole country
well,
too.
then now there's just a big hole. And whoever fell in it, well, you know, here's your cross. You know,
tornadoes don't scare me. Hailstorms don't scare me because I've been caught out in them. The thunderstorms don't scare me. Hurricanes don't scare me. One thing that scares the shit out of me is a
This is
sinkhole.
PTP.
Well, that's
sinkhole?
number two. That's number two.
Oh.
Is a sinkhole. Why? Is because no one ever gets recovered from a sinkhole.
Mm-mm.
And the thing is I live right now. I live on top of our Columbia, my city, lives on top of one of the United States, North America's largest aquifers. And I'm telling you, man, if anybody's ever seen your backyard sink down a little bit, after a couple dry seasons, after a couple dry years of no rain, or no, like little snow in the wintertime, it's disturbing, to be honest, because you're like, well, how thick is that, and how much material is going to drop out? Because sinkholes can take entire houses.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then no one ever being seen ever again. That's the only thing. It's the only natural disaster that scares the shit out of me. Not mud floods, nothing like that. Because why? If you get caught in it, you're done real quick. I can survive without electricity for a while. So no other natural disasters actually scare me except for sinkholes. Sinkholes scare the shit out of me.
Only
Not gonna lie.
Corvettes get fooled for
I just saw
singles.
that. Yeah,
Only Corvettes.
I just saw that. Yeah. Why do I think of Blazing Saddles when I hear sinkhole?
Well, look, I live in sinkhole country, and we have flooding here.
Yeah.
There are certain
Yeah,
times
we get
where it
that
rains so hard. No, we need to desegregate to certain areas in the city where there's bridges and fucking
Highlands.
droughts and-
Yeah, there's
right,
Highlands.
Highland. Yeah, because
Yeah.
there is no
Don't tell Scott.
crossing.
Shoot,
No,
right?
he ain't living anywhere near me. He's probably up in the freaking
Oh.
in the woods where it snows all the time.
Yeah, he's living on granite mountains and shit like that.
Where it snows on, July 62 degrees, right?
Yeah. It starts snowing in August. It doesn't
What the
start
hell?
until April.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he's gonna have fun with that.
I'm sure he is.
Look,
But I'm happy that he got what he wanted. Not very many people can
Can say
in
that.
this economy can do that. And he did it. So good for him.
not always can anybody sit back and watch somebody that we care about prosper and be blessed and live his life righteous, being blessed. And sometimes that we all can live vicariously through that
Yeah.
after, I guess, living through it ourselves. Because I feel fucking blessed. I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm ready to go tomorrow. Just because life has shown me enough, and I know I am blessed.
I am too. I'm blessed to have people in my life like you guys. And I want to stay here long enough to annoy everybody.
I'm gonna give you a cookie.
You're gonna give me a cookie? Thank you for the cookie. I appreciate it.
I wish I could, because
I want to eat it.
my dad made it, and he's
I'd definitely eat that. Homemade cookies. I love homemade cookies.
There's 4 of them. right here.
Unfortunately, what I'm feeling right now, I don't think I can do
Maggie.
anything.
No, Maggie.
Unfortunately, but I do want to, and I hate to do it, but I do want to end the show right now. So, if that's okay with you guys, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Before,
absolutely.
I have to do it again. So let's do the outros real quick, and then we'll end the show for tonight. I think we had a good enough time. What do you guys think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Always a good time when I can get together with this group of miscreants.
exactly. And I'm sorry, guys, but I'm just not feeling it right now.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Don't apologize.
Hey,
Yeah. So Reverend
Okay.
Rant, tell us where we can get you during the rest of the week.
well,
And,
you know what?
weekends and stuff.
Actually, you know what? Everybody, you know where you can find me. Y'all been around long enough. You know how to find me. If you don't know how to find me, ask Warrior or Spaz. They'll tell you. Ask Pete, they'll tell you. Because they're the ones that tell me where to go. So they always know
Pretty
where
much.
I'm at.
Yeah.
So-
I
pretty
don't
much.
know where I'm going half the time.
That's yeah. I got to
That's too
call
much
him,
for me.
and then he has to call Spaz, and then Spaz
Yeah.
calls somebody else.
And we got to have a
And this is-
meeting for a
Yeah,
meeting
we'll
of
have
the
a
meeting
meeting.
of the thing. It's a good thing we all have secretaries, you know.
I'm telling you, because I don't know what the hell's going on. All right. So anyway, Boiling Point Live is where you can find Reverend Rant on all platforms.
Yeah,
on
I'm
X
pretty
and
much
Twitter and
everywhere.
D Live. Yeah. So thank you,
So,
brother, for
love
being
you.
here.
Yep. Love you guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
The message is the same, everybody. Unity. We gotta invite everybody in. We gotta get everybody together. And more importantly, we gotta invite them all to PTP podcast. We need the whole nation here at once. That's
That'd be
all
great.
I'm saying. Just
That
everybody
would be great.
right here.
Absolutely.
So anyway,
All right.
love
I'll
you
see
guys.
you.
Appreciate you.
I'll see you on Tuesday for the. That's a great question.
Yes, sir.
Until then, be careful. Don't hurt anybody, and don't hurt yourself.
Until then, I don't have to take this shit. I'm leaving.
All right.
See you guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, Mr. Spaz.
Oh.
Hey, I love you, sir.
Thank you,
And
brother. I appreciate
I
it.
think you know it. And
I do know it.
I'm gonna cut it short, and nobody has to follow me. We do our best to follow you. You are
Thank you,
a
man.
really good dude, and you go rest well, sir. And I'm
I'm
gonna
going
cut
to.
out. Thank you so much for inviting me onto your show.
Every time. I love you being here, brother. I love you being here. Until Tuesday.
Yes,
or
sir.
If I see you before.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, man. And of course, Mr. Warrior.
Me. Okay. So I thought about doing some shows this weekend, but I need some time off. I'm taking some time off. I will be doing my Disconnect Theater on Sundays, and my Tuesday, Thursday show with you, Pete. My Wednesday show, but beyond that, I'm not going to be doing any more shows until the 10th of June, which is 10 days from now, basically 11 days from now.
Okay.
I need some time off. I need to rearrange some stuff. I need to catch up on some projects, mainly making sculpting for subscribers and stuff like that. So I need to reevaluate some shows and tweak them a little bit. I got to figure out to get more comfortable with Prism and figure out how to do that and sit down with somebody for a couple hours and do that whole rigmarole. But I'll be in and out. I'll have random streams to test things out and this and that and other. But I'll be around, but I just won't be as much around for a while. I just need to take some time off and
Yeah.
take a break. So I just need to take a break.
Understand that.
But,
All right, man.
That's about it. Appreciate it, Pete. You go get some rest,
you.
and
I'm
everybody
going
out there
to right
have a good night and be well. I'm out of here.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Thank you very much, especially everybody over on the Pilled and everybody who is over on Reverend Rant's channels. Thank you guys for being here. If you can, please subscribe to my channels, share it out, do the best that you can. Sorry I had to cut the show short. I'm just not feeling it right now. So I appreciate all the prayers from everybody. And thank you for all the gold pills, the red pills, the blue pills, any other donations that I missed during the show, and anybody that I missed lurking around. Appreciate you guys. Love everybody. And hopefully I'll be feeling better tomorrow. And I'll be back at 11 o'clock. If I'm not here, I'm just not feeling it. So until then, I'm just going to end the show. Once again, thank you guys so much. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.